What's up, y'all? How you doing? Hey, I wanted to do a little deal, let you hang out with me a little bit so I can show you just kind of what I watch and what I do and where I get my information. Now, this is a YouTube through a PlayStation. All you got to do, if you have a PlayStation, you can download the YouTube app and you can pull it up like this. Now, these are videos that I've watched before. Now, this is something here with Officer Tatum. I wanted to start with this one here. Let me get past all the commercials. YouTube is starting to throw them commercials in there so goddamn much. It's freaking pathetic.
So for her to casually say, what about the Voting Rights Act? What about Jim Crow law?
First of all, I want everybody to really understand these are some of the dumbest people on the face of the planet, but we still have others around that are watching this crap.
I mean, I don't. The anti-lynching. We're not the other racist country, but I am the only person on my father's side of the family
You're an idiot.
who has enjoyed full civil rights. Yeah, in the history of my family, and I am 55 years old. So this is not something that happened 600 years ago, okay? And we're still in the fight of our lives to save the soul of this country from the scourge of racism. That is the truth.
What racism? Racism was almost dead until Obama. Let me get past all the commercials, y'all.
Will not go for it, and they're not going to go for Nikki Haley.
Well, there's so many parts of that aspect of the racism thing that bother me. It bothers me because she's not stupid. She's not ignorant. She's not racist.
She is. She's just as dumb as you are.
She's pandering to a base. She reminds me of a human version of those windsocks that you see in front of used car dealerships.
Yeah.
She will bend whichever way.
You want to see the most high dollar pig pen? There it is.
About all men are created equal. That did not include African Americans, did not include women. She said, we fixed it along the way. As if it was a typo that they said, you know what? Let me fix that. Let me cross that out and put, no. It took a civil war. 700,000 almost.
Of white people.
That civil war. You know what the equivalent of 700,000 Americans are today?
Stop this woman. Stop this woman. You see how convenient she said it's 700,000 Americans? No, lady. It took 700,000 white people died so black people can be free.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to say. It's funny and convict that they bring up the Civil War and they say black people were in bondage. It took a war for black people to be free. Oh, really? Who died in that war?
Yeah.
White people. So you're talking about America is so bad and full of racism that white people are the ones that died to free black people. Black people didn't die to free black people.
Yeah.
White people died to free black people. And white people helped black people become free. Where do you think Harriet Tubman, who was she working with? She was with Aladdin on a red carpet.
Yeah, flying carpet.
You think she went to La La Land? Good white people helped in the Underground Railroad.
Brother against brother.
The South.
Father against son.
People, the disingenuous nature of racism,
Yeah.
it like makes me question everything that they tell us in history. I took Africana studies in college. We learned about slavery. We learned about all of these different things. People are so disingenuous when they act like the entire country was a country of slavery. It was the South that had legalized slavery in it, not the North. The Union never had slaves. And then, so half of the country never had slaves. The other half had slaves. And then the war was fought. In the part of the country that never had slaves won the war. And is now leading, I would argue, leading the country. The Union won, and the Union way is where we see the country today.
Let me stop there right there because, there were slaves in the North. They just weren't black. Look into all the Irish children. Yeah. That were maimed and killed in those factories and sewing machines and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, per se, there weren't any black slaves up north. That's true. because they were all white and children. Yeah.
The white people that never had slaves defeated the white people that had slaves, and y'all still acting as if the legacy of this country is rooted in slavery. If you want to argue the truth, the legacy of the country is in the Union, because the Union won. And therefore, the victorious country that ended up spreading from the north to the south and conquering the entire United States of America was the group of people who never had slaves. Okay. And then they don't never want to tell you about black people that had slaves. If you go back and look at the history of slavery, you start to realize that it had minimal to do with race.
Yeah.
And everything to do with economic status.
Yeah.
And white people
If
that
you
came
could
over
afford
here
them,
didn't
you
have
had
black
them.
people as slaves because they hated black people.
Yeah.
It's because they had the access to cheap labor. And who gave them the cheap labor? Other black people did. It's convenient to go back and stop at the white man when it comes to slavery. However, the black man sold their own people all over the world.
Yeah.
2/3, I believe, of the slaves were in South America.
Yeah.
A smaller portion of slaves went to North America, where we live today,
Yeah.
what we consider the United States of America today.
Yeah, where it migrated to.
But
Yeah.
don't stop at the white man as if they created slavery and they enslaved black people. The black man had them slaved up first.
Yeah.
And knowing that most of them wasn't gonna make it over that water.
Yeah. And you know what? The Muslims started the slave trade, and it all started in Africa because the Muslims went out there, and yeah, they were already enslaving each other all the time. They have been for 1,000 years. Yeah. But propaganda, it seems that no matter who it is, he who gets the first word out is usually perceived to be the truth. And everything else has to elevate itself or elevate itself to a point to where there leaves no question that the first one is just total bullshit. You know what I mean? But that's the problem right there. It is easier to fool someone than prove to them they've been fooled. Right?
And they sold it to the white man anyway, knowing them black people gonna die under that boat.
Yeah.
They the one helped put them on the boat. They know the black people weren't gonna make it.
Yeah.
But the white man is the problem.
So this old Tatum, y'all check him out. There's a bunch of things that I was watching. Oh yeah, this other reporter here.
They tell you living a good life is the best victory out there, but
So
I think
salty
in this
cracker.
war against these globalist kid fuckers, living a good life, you don't even need to do that. That's above and beyond. Just live, considering these motherfuckers.
And this dumbass.
The left-wing agenda killed more lefties, boys. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose zero sleep
They
over
killed
this
more of their own people.
Here you got another one of these journals, Big Mad. Look at all these people on the left-hand side pushing big pharma products that are experimentations on people. It's weird. Big Mad at Aaron Rodgers, Joe Rogan, Novak. I don't know how to do that last name right there, guys. I'm telling you right now. I think it's illegal to have that many consonants in a last name. But they hate these guys. Oh my God, how dare you? How dare you not take the jab? It's safe. And it's effective. It's super duper safe. It's 100% safe. Rachel Maddow said you better take it. Rachel Maddow looked like a fucking 13-year-old boy. You better take
Richard
it.
Madcow.
It's effective, right? The virus dies in the vaccinated people, right?
Yeah, that's what she said.
You can't spread it, right?
It's done with you.
All of these people who are yelling about these sports players and Joe Rogan, these individuals, they all keel in over, right? Joe Rogan's fine. Aaron Rodgers is fine. Novak's over here is totally fine. But journalists like this dude who try to threaten, shame, and force him into this auction, he dead.
Yeah, he done.
How many more times are we going to see this?
So,
holy shit.
I've seen this over and over and over again, y'all. Yeah.
With community outreach and your BLM shirts getting knifed to death by black people. That's weird. Notice a lot of you vaccine pushers keeling over because of climate change. Oh, that's weird. Yeah. InfoWars boys journalist who tried to cancel Novak Djokovic for being unvaccinated dies suddenly at Australian Open. Well, it's definitely gotta be racism, right? No, it's not racism because he's white. Can we do the climate? Can we crowbar the climate joke back in here again? It's gotta be climate change, boys. Everybody knows climate change turns your blood into a thick ragu sauce.
Yeah.
It's like your arteries are pushing Play-Doh through there because of climate change, right?
Hey, that's no shit, y'all. Check it out. If you haven't been paying attention, uh, just keep looking around. Google it or whatever. They probably try to bury it way back, but the clots that they are pulling out of people, there are people, morticians that uh, have been doing autopsies on people, and they have had to pull literally 5 to 6 foot clots out of people. They're having to dissect them all over to get these clots out, and they've never seen this ever.
It wasn't experimental injections that you try to force upon us. They try to ostracize, threaten, shame, freeze the bank accounts of anybody who stood up against you, you fucking criminals. Yeah. Here's his, I don't know, his Twitter account being run by a, I don't know, family member. We're devastated to announce that our wonderful husband and dad, Mike, has collapsed and died while in Melbourne for the Australian Open. For 38 years, he lived his dream, covering the sport all over the world. He was truly a great man, and we will miss him terribly.
It's a crybaby bitch.
I'm not celebrating that anybody is dying. I'm celebrating that I'm living. I'm celebrating that despite the fact that I am unvaccinated, that Field of Greens and orange juice has gotten me through 3 winters of severe illness and death.
Yeah.
And I'm going to celebrate that. And I'm going to laugh and mock situations where people who this guy tried to ruin this sports ball player's life. I hate tennis.
Yeah, listen to this.
Over here. So this is what the guy said. This is Daily Mail Sports. February 2022. Mike Dixon. That Novak over there could ruin his chances of becoming the GOAT by refusing to take the vaccine. It's a strange hill to die on for a player who's so desperate to be loved. It's a strange hill to die on. You're dead.
Boom.
You try to threaten, you try to coerce, right? You try to force people into taking an experimental shot. You're dead now. He's fine, by the way. Novak is totally fine. Novak with the Novak is totally fine.
Yeah.
Strange hill for a player so desperate to be loved. By the way, I love how you idiots on the left-hand side think that you are the rebel forces. No, you're on the side of big pharma, big Wall Street, big tech, big government. You're not the resistance. You're not the opposition. You fucking morons. You're going along with the empty platitudes spilled upon you by all the Fortune 500 corporations. You are Wall Street now, you fucking morons, and you're over there trying to force people into a big pharma product. You're not the resistance. People like Novak over here is the resistance.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
He's
Joe
still
Rogan,
alive, right.
We're the resistance, you fucking morons.
We're still alive.
Yo, you dickheads.
So, yeah.
There you go. So, how'd that work out?
Yeah. Well, y'all check it out. Salty Cracker. Okay, there's a lot of things, man, that you can dig up on this thing right here, and I guarantee you will never ever see this on TV. And if they do show it, it's going to be overnight to where hardly nobody is seeing it. Nobody's paying attention to it anyway. You know what I mean? Why is it that Americans have to have things slap them in the face before they're like, oh, well, I didn't know. Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? So it's just a bunch of things. Yeah, I was watching these guys, Mike Tyson, last night and all. Now that DIY solar with Will Prowse, this cat knows a lot. I'm telling you, if you want to know anything about solar, this is a dude that I've been watching for a very, very long time. He knows his stuff. He can tell you about the ohms, the meters, the volts, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, he got a lot of information. I'll put it that way. Okay. Now, there's more things that I was watching. Oh yeah, like the Stuff with the Japanese soldiers and all that after World War II. This is the military history on the YouTube. Now I've been watching. I ride a bike, so I've watched some other things. Well, there's a lot of things that have going on. Now you're going to be seeing some stuff like this. Now they're obviously anti-Russia because they're saying everything sucks, in Russia, but that's not true. Everything in China sucks bad. Just check into the what is the big uh electric car company over in China. It's a few letters. I don't remember exactly what it is, but they are the biggest over in China, and the batteries are blowing up. Literally, people have caught video of cars. The batteries blow up, and the car is being lifted about 3, 4 stories in the air. Yeah, China's they have copied everything. The Russians are the same way. Russians have got a little bit more hold on it because the U.S. and Russia has had espionage, spies, and all that for a long, long time, since the 30s, the 20s, and all that. So the Russians, they have a little bit more of the technology and they have it nailed down and all that, but they haven't given it all up to China either. You see what I mean? Russia actually has better things, way better things than China, from what you can find out on the internet and everything else. Monkey Works, U.S. is another. Let me find him real quick. Oh, let me go back to my subscriptions. Where's he at? Oh, man. Oh, I guess I got a 520. Jeez, man. You go in here and do a search real quick. What the hell? But uh, there are. I don't know why it's not coming up. There it is. Damn. Why is it not coming up? Huh. 3 days ago. Now the panic in Davos. Okay, this is something to where everybody really needs to to pay attention. Monkey Works has got a lot of information, and he tells you who's doing what. Talks about the weather seeding and how they're dropping things in the air and all. I saw a video of a lady that put out a video of some melting snow in a glass. She's got a magnet next to it and moving that water around, and the stuff that's in there is being attracted to that magnet. So they're dropping metals, heavy metals or what, high in the atmosphere to stir up a bunch of this crap, and it's all washing out. I think it could be like iron phosphate or something. I'm not sure exactly what all that it is. But yeah, yeah. So Monkey Works has got a lot of information about Lebanon. This one here was 2 weeks ago. And like I say, the weather and all. So he's got so much information, it's hard to cover because he talks about so much around the whole world. Ships, different types of countries moving certain equipment, whatever. So there's a lot of things happening, y'all. Uh, I tried to put quite a bit together to where we can uh, have things that we need and try to let everybody know. I don't know why they're changing so much stuff around now, and it's not coming up right. I don't know why. But there are, hey, it's on my videos. uh, oh yeah, and then Dave Chappelle, he's another guy that a lot of people don't like because they thought he was one way, and then they're finding out that he's got more common sense. They're not liking it. Uh, Here's another guy that I watch. Task and Purpose. Now he's talking about the things that are happening over there in the Middle East as well. He's an ex-military guy, I believe, and he's got some information and people that, he puts it in a pretty good perspective, and it's just something else that adds along with Monkey Works. You know what I mean? It kind of puts in a little fill in the blank. Now you can watch as many as you want, but you have to really watch who you talk to and who you watch, because they could kind of be spewing it in one way, and then you'll find out later on. Because I've watched some people like that, and you think that they've got, they say a couple things to that might make you think this way, and then you find out later on that they're totally the other way. So this is a whole bunch of things, man. Oh yeah, Forbes breaking news, or this is Forbes and all, talks about Gavin Newsom. There's another guy, China Uncensored, with Chris Chappell. He's got a lot of information on pretty much nothing but China. Talks about their crumbling cities, their banks being in trouble, all of the protests and riots and uprisings and things that are going on in China. Also, tell you the things that happened with Hong Kong and how they're dealing with it, and Chinese police arresting a 12-year-old girl in Hong Kong and all. Yeah. So there is a lot of things that are going on. Also, with China invading Taiwan, that old chestnut, it's still going on. I mean, they haven't given up on that. Xi Jinping still talking about invading Taiwan, but Japan, along with Taiwan, Australia, Singapore, Philippines, Vietnam, all of those countries, and even, like, did I say Japan, have said that they will assist Taiwan if China busts a move. So it's going to bust a move, man, before Trump gets back. And they know it. This is something to where it's just going to be one of those rolling snowballs, because the people that are the ones that can't get their heads out of their ass and think that everything's okay and all that, well, they're going to find out in a few more months when the stores and everything start getting a little bit more shallow. You think the toilet paper deal was bad? You ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. So there's another one about the Chinese banks and how they do. It ain't good, y'all. There's old Bravo. I watch him. He's another good guy for uh, stock market and things like that. He's got a bunch of classes and all that. He talks kind of fast, but if you hang with him and just watch it, you can kind of get the flow of it, And he talks about the stock market goes up, and then it's going to go down. When it goes down, it's going to go back up. That's all it does. And I started watching him. It's kind of funny, but he puts things a little bit better to where you can understand them. And this here too, the Hodge twins, they were talking to old Chris Tucker about him knowing Epstein, and there's a lot of yeah. So that's another one. Uh, A lot of people put stuff out about Tucker, and I was watching this. This woman here, she says that she loves making men uncomfortable. Her. She ain't ever been in front of no man because I would make her piss her pants. Ha! She's gonna sit and try to intimidate, just be, you know what? I'm like, okay, here we go. Come on with it. Cause I would mentally destroy her. And here's another guy. This dude's got a lot of information. Full spectrum survival. Okay. All of this is on the YouTube through my PlayStation, like I said, and you can do the same thing if you have this platform to set it up this way. Set up a library or what, and talks about the things that are going on around the world, what countries doing what. There are many countries around the world right now as we speak that are preparing for a larger conflict, a wider spread of a bigger war. That's exactly what it is. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to bullshit you. That's exactly what they're saying. China and everybody on that side of the world is gearing up for war except us. So I am trying to let everybody know as much as I can, as fast as I can, and they need to start getting things that, trust me, you need to get things that are shelf stable, because I'm hearing more and more and more and more and more about people saying that the grid down 36 hours and all this yada yada things that have been brought up over and over and over again. I cannot confirm nor deny about it, but I've been listening to people that know a lot more than I do, and they said that their biggest fear is our power grid. Okay? That's what everybody's saying for a long, long time. And we're only getting more and more people in here, more and more and all that to use it and things, you know what I mean? And it's just going to be more and more to overload. I'm in Texas. There's many of us that believe that the power outage in Texas was a test run, because one of the things that several people have said, you do not have to hit many places in the U.S. to knock out about 80% of our power grid. And Texas is a pinnacle for the whole power grid, eastern seaboard and western seaboard as well. So, just depends on when, if, how bad it'll be, and how long it'll take us to get back to normal. Plus, how many people are going to be laying in the streets before it's over. So, a lot of things that are happening. This guy here, Mike Zero, talks about the videos and all the people and stuff. That's his video. There's another one. Let's Be Frank. It talks about all the things going on with Merrick Garland and all. This is the same thing with, it's just a little bit more news to go along with the Forbes breaking news and everything else that I'm telling you, okay? Let's Be Frank is a good guy. Been watching him for a long time. This one here has got a little over 8,000 views on it. So, Black Scout Survival. This guy here, he's an ex-military guy, ex-Army Ranger, I believe it is, and a lot of info. Good guy to watch and just learn. I mean, he can direct you to companies that sell different things for whatever you want, camouflage, food, survival things, you know. And yeah, trust me, people, you need to start doing something now. You have to. And I've been watching The Border and these other people that talk about Joe Rogan. He's one of the guys, man, that nobody really wants to mess with old Joe. You know what I mean? So Jimmy Kimmel, he got exposed by none other than Kerry, Masked Man, So there's a lot of things that are happening, y'all. Can't show you everything over here, but the Dominion voting machines, yeah, I can't show you because of my damn cheap TV. But now the judge in Georgia, this is called One Nation Under God. The judge in Georgia, the dude did it in the courtroom, borrowed a pen from the defense, walked over to a computer, pushed on it, you know what I mean, for like 9, 10 seconds or something like that, and put it into this other deal to where he could open up. And he was literally able to get into that computer, type in a few things, a very few things, and change the number, the tabulations in a voting machine. Did it right in front of the judge. Yeah. So don't believe the bullshit, y'all. All right. Now, well, look at there. Look at that handsome dude. What do you know? Then they're all in there. All right. The next news network. These guys here have been watching them for a very, very long time. They got 83,000 views. And this is something to where they talk about a lot of things. And it all pertains to us, y'all. Now, let's be frank. Texas will not submit. Right on. Yeah, we won't. Now, Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah. Now, this is Josiah Rises. He talks a lot about the gaming and stuff like that. He's that kind of guy, but he talks about Disney and things that have a lot to do with the Hollywood side, from Tom Hanks and all kinds of stuff. So he tells you about uh, the uppity ones, not just actors, but yeah, he's a good source of information too, y'all. Now this here, Dr. Steve Turley failed big time. Look at there, Klaus Schwab and on Nancy Pelosi. Now here's Putin and Biden. Yeah, Dr. Steve Turley is a very, very good guy. Been watching him for a very, very long time too. Now, there's a lot of things to where you're going to, once you start looking into that kind of, this news and all, it will constantly keep pulling up more and more and more, right? So, uh, oh yeah, liberal hive mind. I forgot about that one. Liberal hive mind is one. He went to a burger joint and he's standing around for a photo op. Well, they caught in the background what the prices were now. He went there like a couple of years ago, like on a campaign trail or what. Well, those same prices that they're showing were like $2 and something less than what they are now. Yeah. So they had to point that out. But the liberal hive mind, yeah, that's one of the and he's an ex-lib. He's an ex-lib. He's one of these computer guys, likes to read, yada yada. I don't like to read too much. I can put a bunch of things together, and this is how I kind of put a lot of things that I know from the past and history and yada yada and all that kind of thing. I can put stuff together in a bigger picture to where I know what's happening to us, what's going to matter to us. Right on. Well, my cat. So another one, liberal hive mind. It's like I say, he keeps digging every day. He's finding more and more stuff. Uh, and another one, Mark Dice. Mark Dice is another one. Let me find. Let me see. I know I got one in here. Mark Dice. Oh, I don't watch these strong, independent women, and they just get wrecked when they find out that when they left their husband, and it's all Well, anyway, Mark Dice is another one, y'all. And he's, I can't believe I just watched one the other day. So I watch a lot of stuff, y'all. I watch a lot of stuff. And I want everybody to just kind of look around and see what works for you. This here is just part of it. I wanted to show y'all some things. I wanted to hang out with you a little bit. Haven't been out doing it for a little bit, so I am trying to do what y'all are, man. We're trying to live our lives and all, but I'm trying to warn as many people as I can, and hopefully they can be prepared for a little bit of the tough times still to come. Right on. So I'll be back. I got more. Yeah, this is that's a good one. Old dude right there. Yeah. Told him GFY. It was funny as hell, man. So I appreciate y'all. I'll be back. I got some more. I'm putting some things together. I'm looking at more, watching more, and seeing all the BS that's happening. You want to really check into that Monkey Works? Man, yeah. He's got enough information to give you the bigger picture, but then you can start ironing it down a little bit to getting it closer to what our country is, what we're going to have to put up with. The Suez Canal and the Panama Canal, it's getting dicier, y'all. Okay? It's getting way dicier. So I didn't want to make this too damn long. I know it's already a good 30 minutes, it seems like, and I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I'll be back. I got some more, and then I just want everybody to take care of themselves, all right? So, hell yeah. God bless the United States of America. Screw you, commies. You know the drill. Patriots will rise. Make no mistake about it. You have a good day, Patriots. Later.